The Ugandan president, Yoweri Museveni, has flagged off the start of the construction of the $3 billion railway that connects it with Tanzania. Okay, now this construction is given, the contract is given to the Turkish firm. Why? We'll tell you why. Okay. Now, Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni on Thursday flagged off the construction of standard gauge railway, it's known as SGR, which will be built by Turkish company Yapı Merkezi. Now, upon its completion, it will have the capacity to transport 1,000 tons of cargo at once, easing transportation, accessibility, and service delivery. Now, the president said that the project will stimulate trade relations between Uganda and its neighbors and other economic sectors. He said poor infrastructure is estimated to lower trade volumes by 40% in Africa. Thus, its share in global trade is below 5%, and intra-Africa intra-African trade is below 15%. While in other continents, it's between 40 to 60%. So this will really allow the SGR for Uganda to play a key role, whether it's import or export, but actively to boost that intra-trade within Africa, which is the goal of the African Continental Free Trade Area. Okay, now, the president, what he also noted is that, disconnection with Africa's infrastructure, that is like seas, railways, roads, aviations, this all together restricts trade and forces country to rely to have business with foreign market. For example, Uganda, as opposed to Kenya or Tanzania, doing business with Europe. Ethiopia, as opposed to doing business with Kenya, doing it with China or Europe. So that's what he really has a good point. Now, by connecting Uganda to the entire region, he said Uganda aimed to boost regional trade, allowing us to trade directly with Africa rather than exporting to distant markets. Well pointed out, Yoweri Museveni. Really, grandpa, we support you on this one. Now, by connecting Uganda within, its neighboring countries with this standard gauge railway, it boosts the trades, it benefits Uganda, but above all, also it benefits the whole region. It will not be just Ugandans who are going out using this transport and coming in. It will be also other people in the region. It will also, allow that movement of people, goods, services as well. The president also further explained, upon completion of the project, it will take less than 10 hours to travel from Mombasa to Kampala, Mombasa of Kenya to Kampala, unlike now it takes 14 hours by meter gauge train, normal one. Okay, so that will lessen it maybe by 5 hours, let's say. Now, also who was present in this flagging of the construction of the railway is that the Turkish ambassador to Uganda. He said that Turkey will continue to support Uganda's development agenda. He added that the infrastructure would help the country unlock untapped potential and make its products competitive on the global stage. I don't like, when they like, oh, it will help Uganda, this, and oh, it will help Tanzania, oh, it will help Kenya. No, don't make it like that. You are doing it also for your own benefit. First of all, your own contractors got a business getting paid millions of dollars for this. So that is one. And you probably are copy pasting China and bringing your own people to work on this. Hopefully Uganda take a lesson and make sure that job is created not only once this standard gauge railway finish, but even while it is under construction, that Ugandans get a job in this construction. And take also you have to also ask, Uganda should also ask the know-how of the technology transfer. You are giving business to Turkey. Now Turkey should transfer technology to you, and you have to teach your people from those Turkish contractors or from that Turkish company, not only coming doing business, and every time when maintenance is needed, then you have to call this company to pay them expensive money in foreign currency. No, no, no. You have to take a lesson and do that. Hopefully, Uganda, you hear me out, my Ugandan brothers and sisters, and pass this message whoever is concerned. Okay, now Turkey is just copy pasting China, acting like the big guy. Now, why Uganda, let me tell you, why Uganda hired this Turkish firm is because they saw it, this standard gauge railway is constructed also in Tanzania, and they saw that, in the said time that it was delivered. I think the first contract Tanzania had was with the Chinese, and they could not deliver it, and they given it to Turkey, something like that. So now Uganda is doing, because they are taking away from the first contractor company and now giving it to Turkey. So Turkey is increasingly, its footprint is increasing in East Africa and in the whole continent, bringing, of course, economic benefit for its people, and security as well, selling weapons and being present on the Red Sea. It's like copy pasting also Turkey's copy pasting the superpowers there, and our heads of states are just letting them in. Now, the cost of this standard gauge railway from Mombasa to Kampala is $3 billion, and it covers 273 kilometers. In miles, I think it's 170 miles. It's a long railway project from neighboring Kenya. Now, in addition to several other projects taken by the Turkish companies, for example, you have Polat, Yolyapi, Gulsan, and other constructions. Now, look at what they are. The ambassador is commenting, meaning the Turkish ambassador in Uganda. Oh, the project is critical to stimulating job creation, developing the skills of Ugandans, boosting Ugandan economy. I really hope what you are talking about skill is that you are passing this technology of the know-how to Ugandan people, and that should come, this demand should come from Ugandan government, not really, expecting it from the Turkish government or from the Turkish companies. The Ugandans have to do this. Now, to give you, this a bit of a background, all this, the railways, it's good that if the intention is to do the business, to boost intra trade between African countries. But the other thing is that when the West comes and finance it, I don't know as to what the agreement is with Uganda and Tanzania when this Turkish company is doing it. But the US, for example, I tell you this, maybe you have heard about the Lobito corridor. The Lobito corridor is the exact copy paste of the China's Belt and Road Initiative. In fact, it's a counter-attack of Belt and Road Initiative of China's project. So now the United States started it with connecting DRC, Zambia, and Angola, directly bringing it to Angola's port. Do you think they are worried about our infrastructure? No, what they are worried is that Lobito Corridor Railway is to transport all the natural resources of Africa to the port, where then it will be shipped to US or to Western countries. That even when the US construct this railway, unlike China, what they did is they chose the jungle so that through this railway, so that the people of DRC, Zambia, and Angola can benefit out of this railway, so that they can be connected. They created a way through the jungle by deforesting, so that they say it's for a fast one. So it doesn't even do anything connecting the people. You see what they do, and the governments just allow them to do. Now it's as if it's not enough doing this in DRC, Zambia, and Angola. Now the US extending the Lobito corridor to Tanzania because it wants to increase its presence and be able to control that trade route on the Indian Ocean, in which Tanzania is bordered by. So these are the things behind. I hope Uganda's standard gauge railway is purely to boost that intra-trade in the region in East Africa. Now, Uganda and Tanzania in trade, they are becoming really the number ones. It used to be Kenya and Uganda in East Africa. Now, half of Uganda's imports from within Africa are actually sourced from Tanzania, and which is also the second largest source of Uganda's import, next to China. So you can imagine the amount of trade imports that Uganda is doing from Tanzania, and I'm sure vice versa as well. It used to be Uganda's trade mostly depended on Kenya. Now Kenya, guess what? Because Kenya has signed that economic partnership agreement with the European Union, which forces it also to receive the products from Europe, then it gives priority for that. Ruto being Ruto, then it has denied Uganda that kind of the intra-trade between the two countries that they used to enjoy. Now, for the priority for William Ruto is to get that dumped product or from farmers or whatever of Europe, and at the expense of the intra-trade within African countries. That's Ruto for you. Well, hopefully Uganda will make us proud that this is really purely the reason is to boost that intra-trade within African countries and in the region, of course, particularly, not to ship natural resources out of Uganda. Thank you very much again for tuning in, and let us know in the comment section, what do you think of these Turkish companies constructing this standard gauge railway in Africa? Yeah, we would love to hear from you. Subscribe to the channel, give it a like, share the video, support us through our PayPal account, hit that notification bell. Thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.